What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Overwatch video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down a Silver Reaper, and we're going to be pointing out some of the big things that he's doing incorrectly that is actually preventing him from climbing the ladder, and all kinds of tips and tricks that you can incorporate in your games so that you can climb the ladder as well. But go to the GameLeap website for more in-depth advanced VOD reviews just like this one. But without further ado, let's jump into the video. Okay, let's break down the enemy team composition so we kind of know exactly what he should be looking for with him being Reaper. What type of pathing should he take, and where should he try to be getting some value in? So the first thing that he needs to notice right here are things that can prevent him from getting value or stop his value. He needs to be careful of this McCree, because the enemy McCree, of course, has his stun, and if he gets too close and he's not paying attention to the McCree, he's just gonna get killed very easily. The Diva can, of course, DM him away and prevent him from actually getting a kill, and that can be important for later on, so you got to keep track of her. The Zen's an easy target, as is the Reinhardt if these targets are alone. That's something that's important. Baptiste can be somewhat easy, but you got to be careful of his immortality field that can save allies. And then Echo is pretty difficult because of how far away she goes, but if you get a flank on her and she's drooping too low, you can target her as well. So let's see exactly where he goes here to route. Okay, so he's going to be routing to the right side. Let's see exactly what type of plays he makes. Okay, he's on the front line. He's just poking this Diva here. This is fine. As Reaper, you do not have to flank or do anything like that. You can just pressure this front line, and you're pretty safe here. Like, you can always back up if you take some damage, and you're just forcing the enemy back. You're kind of playing with your front line and playing with your team, and this is it's just fine to do. Now, probably an unnecessary fade, it's fine, but he didn't really need to get out there yet, and it probably would be better if he used this cart to actually hide behind some type of fire. He can poke in and out of the cart, or he can wrap to the left side and try to get some value that way, try to get something a little bit more definitive. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he is going to go to this left side. He's full health here, so he can go make a flank play right through here and try to pressure some of the back line as long as he's careful of the McCree. But let's see what he does to try to get some kills here. Okay, so there's a Reinhardt right here. Half HP Reinhardt. He can kill this guy very easily. I don't know why this Reinhardt is literally challenging a Reaper, but you actually could just barrel stuff this Reinhardt, and you're going to be able to out-heal him as long as he's not at full health. Sometimes if he's at full health and if he hits every single one of his hammer shots and you don't have your Wraith, you can lose, but right here, he should be able to kill this Rein really easily, which he's going to do. Nice. Great. Perfect. Gonna go back and get the mini. That's fine. Okay, so he's walking in, finishes off the Echo with his Hanzo. Now he's going to get close to the Reaper, or to the Zen. And this is just cleanup from here, cleanup stuff. Fine, good stuff, good stuff. Nothing to see here. Pretty textbook stuff on Reaper. Okay, so this is interesting. Right here is going to take this top high ground. I actually really like this position because as the enemy push in, you can drop on their backline and put pressure into them when they are setting up to contest. You really don't want to peek this. So, like, a lot of times you want to be here and hide based on information, and you listen for when enemies are pushing in, and then you go in on their backline, and you can, like, tap these characters when they're not ready for you, right? Because the enemies are all grouping up underneath you, and they want to go contest. But now that the Rein can see you, the Rein's going to be like, hey, the Reaper's here, the Reaper's here, and then the enemies aren't going to be caught off by surprise. So, something to keep in mind. It's better to not peek this at all. Yeah, see, look, this... Oh, that McCree's just AFK. Okay, so pushes the McCree. You should have died there like 1,000%. You end up dying, but you should have really died there. So a better way that you could actually have played this, the first thing that you need to understand is that you're fighting a little bit outside of your effective range here. When you start fighting this McCree, you want to get a little bit closer than that if you can help it. Now, something that you could have done, though, is after you start putting pressure into the McCree, you need to understand that you can use your Wraith ability to actually just temporarily fade away from this flash. So you pump a McCree. If you were closer, you would get him down to the halfway mark, right? And then you fade in, and that incentivizes him to flash, that you get to dodge, and then you get to pop out and kill him. Even if he doesn't use it, you could always choose to disengage, or just go in and try to finish him off even though he still has his flash. There's a lot of different options that you create for yourself, but getting flashed here, you really should have just died outright right here. The McCree messes up, but you really should have just died. He should have just went for headshots here. He doesn't kill you, but even though you're chasing him down here, he's gonna invest a high noon. He didn't really even have to do that either, but you do die, and a lot of that comes from just not being in your effective range. You're too far away when you start that duel, and you didn't effectively use your Wraith to try to dodge that flashbang, and you didn't put enough damage prematurely to make it so that play was even worthwhile. So the plus side, even though you lost this duel, is that the enemy team didn't contest. For whatever reason, this Reinhardt never swapped to something that could contest, nor did he try to contest himself. And even though y'all lost this team fight, the enemy never contested the point, so you get the free objective. And at the end of the day, the objective is what matters, because the spawns get reset, the spawns change. Doesn't matter if you lose the team fight if you cap that objective. So everything worked out in your favor, even though a lot of that was RNG. Realistically, if the enemy team kept on touching, they would have easily been able to win this. I like your use of your abilities. You take this high ground. This is pretty good. You get advantage on the fight, and you can drop down. Let's see what you do now that you have this. The enemy McCree just got 2 kills, so now this team fight's probably lost, but let's see what you can do to maybe try to turn it. I like your patience here, but let's see if you can drop down and make a play. Okay, the Zen uses his trance. That's fine. So you got to remember now that you have Discord on you, the enemy Zen can see you. So you need to, if you want to engage him, you got to engage him with intent, or you can just get out by like teleporting over there. So it's really up to you how you want to play this. Okay, so you go on the Zen. Honestly, you didn't need to start firing at him again. You're really outside of your effective range. It's really important that you get closer to your target before you start using all your ammo. But if you plan to Wraith now, you could pop out a Wraith right now. You get a full clip when you pop out a Wraith. Pop out a Wraith right now, and you can easily kill this Zen. Okay, you should have popped out a Wraith already, and you should have killed this Zen already. He's gonna get that mini if you don't kill him right now. Oh, what's with that lighting? Okay, so you do manage to kill the Zen. The thing is, you used your Wraith when you probably didn't need to use your Wraith, and you took a long time to kill the Zen. But now you're right next to this Echo that doesn't know you're here, and you can kill her as well. So let's see if you're able to capitalize on that kill. Okay, got one shot on the Echo. Missed an easy shot on the Echo, unfortunately. Don't finish off the Echo when you could actually just kill the Echo from here. And then you try to run when you have no out. Honestly, this is a situation where it was actually better to commit to try to kill these people than try to run. Because there's no way you get out of that situation, right? Let's just back this up and see. Like, so you have to use this to kill the Zen, but you still managed to get the Zen, which is good. And you could have killed the Echo really easily here, but you actually missed those easy shots. But even still, this Echo's very weak. You could still fight her, and you're getting chased down. There's a McCree behind you, and there's the Echo. In this situation, getting out is not very likely at all. In fact, it's like impossible. But what is possible is you winning these duels. The Echo is one shot, and the McCree, it's also one shot. You can kill both of these characters. So if you, instead of running, actually try to fight these people, there's a chance that you actually make it out scot-free and win. But because you retreat, you basically already seal your fate. Because see, look, one shot right here, one shotable right there. Both of these characters were very killable, and you could really easily see how you could have killed all 3. You could have killed, you did kill the Zen, but you could have also killed the Echo and the McCree. And the thing is, and here's the real kicker, when the enemy DPS are dead and you're Reaper, and this mini will respawn, you now are not afraid of the enemy tanks. No one can burst you down. So now you can just go and capsize on the rest of the team. And that's why if you are able to kill both the enemy DPS, you basically just get to kill the rest of the team. And then you win the team fight all by yourself. You almost got a 3K here, and you could have, as long as if you didn't retreat. Sometimes it's better to actually double down and go all in rather than committing to a retreat that's just going to get you killed. So right here, you're going to take this high ground, which I like, and I really like your aggressive teleport, especially against an Echo. When you teleport against characters that don't have CC and no one-shot capability, teleporting right on top of them is actually viable, because they can't burst you down fast enough to kill you before you get to start doing damage to them, and now you basically get to kill this Echo for free. Yeah, really good. Free kill. Like the opportunity. There is a little bit of fear. Maybe there's like a McCree hiding around the corner or something, but if you know the McCree's somewhere else and you don't see the McCree, going for plays like this is actually really, really good. And you get a free kill because of it. And now you're set up in a really powerful position where you get to flank the enemy. It looks like your team's actually capsizing on them. Okay, so yeah, this is the McCree. You managed to fade away. You want to probably leave here. I think it's okay if you want to fight. Okay, I don't. Okay. 9 times out. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So actually, after you get this kill, the best thing that you could possibly do, honestly, go and help your team confirm the kills. The enemy Ryan is still alive all the way up here. These supports are alive. You kill those players. There's no risk of you dying, and you get to win the team fight for free, right? Y'all just get to kill these people for free. Y'all get to be all together, and you don't risk any of your teammates getting picked off because you're gonna go help them. Okay, so now you know that the enemy has a bastion, and as Reaper, you can actually really easily contest this bastion, but what you need to do is you need to route towards where the bastion is and try to make a flank play on him. So, like, now that the bastion's on the low ground, teleporting up high is really, really good. So you get to teleport up high, and you get to jump on this bastion, and you get to actually kill him really easily. Reaper's really good at countering bastion, although you probably should have gotten one big pump of damage into that little square in the back of the bastion, and you would have actually been able to probably finish him off if you made sure to connect with that big burst of damage right off the bat. But even still, forcing him out is fine. Now, here's the thing, though. After this bastion duel, after you fight this bastion, you do not have to go back to your team. Because you're full HP here, you can actually wrap backwards and go underneath the enemies towards the left side, or towards your left side this way. And the reason that you would position like that is, one, enemies cannot chase you. No one's going to chase a Reaper close range. They're just not going to do it. And if they do it, and they do it in a way that's not going to get them killed, they have to send, like, their entire team. They can't do that. They can't do that. Your team will just push up for free. And you're better in a position to re-engage the bastion later on, because this bastion is just going to set up again, and you're going to already be there to get a flank on that bastion. So something just really important to keep in mind. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, so because you're going back here, and now you're back with your team instead of back there. But on the plus side, you do get to peel, which is okay. And you get pinned. Probably better to make a flank play. The problem is, unless you deal with that bastion or contest that bastion in some way, that bastion is just going to be completely uncontested, and your tanks are it's literally impossible for your tanks to push up and do anything. So that's like priority one, is try to find a way to make a play on that bastion. So that really ends out this VOD review, but I really think I noticed some big things that can really help you get more impact in your games and actually make it so that you're really carrying a lot of these team fights, because a lot of them are pretty close, and if you do these select few things, I think you could go from having pretty good impact. Honestly, you play these fights pretty well most of the time, but you could do even more. Now, the first big one is, I think you really underestimate your burst damage. Now, against tanks, you really are confident and you go in at them, but against a lot of these DPS, you really could burst them down really, really hard if you full commit. And there were multiple scenarios where instead of just getting one kill and trying to run away and then dying, you could have actually got a multi-kill if you just committed to the duels. The second thing is, you got to be careful of your effective range. There's no problem with just poking from a distance, but if you're actually trying to fight an enemy, you should not be starting that duel or starting to fight that enemy from further than your effective range is. You got to get closer. The closer you can get to them, the better, because when you're right on top of an enemy, you can sometimes kill enemies in even one shot, and you can just win the matchup like that. And then the last thing is, a lot of times, especially when you are winning a team fight, it's better to go back with your team and definitively win that team fight rather than push up and try to be cheeky with kills that are not really necessary to win that team fight, and instead just confirm the fight with your team. And instead of being like a playmaker all the time, sometimes you trying to be a playmaker when you don't need to be can turn into a team fight throw, and that really is going to affect you later on. And of course, all the times that you should have died to a McCree, but you didn't die because the McCree just is a silver McCree. But like I said, better McCree would have punished you. But if you want to see more VOD reviews just like this one, definitely go check them out in the GameLeap website, where we have VOD reviews over every single character in the game, and you can easily learn and improve. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Coach Mills, and of course, until next time,